It's my pleasure to introduce to you Noah Wertheim, who is an artistic director of Vertigo company. And as the company is celebrating 30th anniversary this year, I think it's a good chance to start maybe at the beginning to ask like, what was important for you 30 years ago when you established the company, and where are your priorities nowadays? How you're thinking about what does it mean company and run the company has changed from the beginning until now?
I think 30 years ago, if you ask what did you think I didn't think. That was a real pleasure, because then we didn't think. We just did it very, very from a naive place. I met Adi Shal, that is my husband and father of my children, 3 boys. And we met in a studio in Jerusalem. And we went just looking at each other. And in 1 second, I was on his shoulder, a big lift jump, rolling around. I didn't know that exists contact or contact improvisation. We just did it. And then we started a great roman, and we went into the studio to say, okay, let's be in the studio. Excuse to roll on each other, be with each other. And then after 1 year, everybody said, no, what's happening with the roman? Okay, we did a duet, 10 minutes, Vertigo. And then everything started. He told me, okay, I do a card for you for Vertigo. I tell him, what? I'm not a choreographer. We just did a duet, you know. And then it was very successful. We were invited to London to for winning a prize of the council, of the British Council. And then we met some people. We start learning about the mixed abilities there. I saw a show and I was crying because I saw dancers that are normal and mixed abilities with versatile opportunities with the body. Different. And then we started this program, and I just went with the passion, whatever happened. And I didn't think so much. Maybe my partner, Adi, was thinking a bit more. And he started planting, okay, so let's go to this festival, let's invite this, let's do that. So, okay. I went with the flow, and in the end, 30 years went by.
And you have a company, and you have an eco art village, and
I had a
education school, so it's a lot.
Yeah. And I just in the village, so I can show you, because I'm sitting next to. I came for a meeting, so I just show you all the wood here.
And maybe tell us more about the village. Like, it's really an interesting concept. So eco art village, well, how that came, and you established it pretty soon, like 5 years after you started, 5 years after you start the company. So it has also a long history.
We have like 30 years the company. The eco art village is 15, exactly half. But I started with the birth of the Phoenix, a creation I did 17 years ago. Mm-hmm. I created outdoors with earth, and I wanted to take the audience out of the black box, out of the concrete, normal buildings. And then I started to be ecological and understanding that I want to bring my children with me. Then I did this creation because I had 3 children, a dog, and everybody started to tell me in the theater, shh, shh, shh. You know, I wanted to to feed the children. And until I sit in the theater, I have to do the action. And I said, no, I think we have to go out and be with nature and be like a tribe sitting in a circle and not like TV. And I had a big break, and then I started with this, and then we started, actually it's a very special story because my mom passed away from cancer, and we are 4 sisters, and we just decided, okay, so let's live together, let's help with the babies. How can we create as women, or no, even men today, in this modern life, as an artist, we need a support like a tribe, like old days, like a tribe. And we gathered. I have here a picture. I don't know if you can see it. You can see this?
Yes.
The four sisters?
Yes.
By chance, I'm sitting next to it. So the four sisters, we were like lost with the children. You see, they were building from mud, the children, all the walls here in our. And then we just said, okay, so let's be like a communal group. And to tell you, this started 15 years ago, and this is a journey. And just now I'm here not at home because I was having a meeting with the village people. And it's like creating, and then we start thinking, like in the beginning, like you said, I didn't think. I just fell in love and I just danced. And starting the relationship, building a company, losing mommy, coming together with the sister, building this, meeting the disabled projects. One sister is sitting on the branch of the disabled group. That it's incredible. Even sometimes I don't create. I bring outsourcing creators to create because I cannot do so much create. And the company create. I have a young group. I have a mixability group. So Vertigo today, we have a school in Jerusalem. We're sitting actually in Jerusalem in our base. I love the city, Jerusalem. The energy there, the complexity of religions, human beings is very special for me. I prefer it from Tel Aviv because everybody loves Tel Aviv. It's like, New York, Amsterdam, the big cities with the young artists and everything. For me, I prefer the more holistic and conflict city. I love it. But so we still have there our offices and we have the village. So we have the city and the village. And that's what happened in the last 30 years, except of having children. And everything needs, how would they say, working like process. Like we have to work on the mixability, but it has a branch. One sister is responsible. The village, the husband of my eldest sister, he's building is a master business and he's doing here the management. So it's like became a family. Adi is a big chief of everything. And it's very beautiful and very demanding in one.
And just one maybe more about the question about the art village is that only for dance or art village as such? So there are more artists of different kinds of
we have also,
in the village.
It's more for movement.
Okay.
It's between movement, holistic movement that is like treating the people. Maybe
people don't know about your program for disabled or working with people with disability. So it has this name like Power of Balance. I really like the name because I think we need to create balance in our life and also balance between the differences which are around us and somehow, because I'm also Feldenkrais practitioner, so I work with a lot of disabled people.
It's my favorite.
Yes.
Feldenkrais is my favorite.
So let's just say something about this dance program or how that came. Like, it's just why you started with that. Because of London, because of that.
Yeah, I went to London and I saw this show and I was crying all the way through and I said, it's so amazing.
Kandoko, or what was that? That was Kandoko, or what was that?
It was Kanduko Dance Company in the beginning of their work.
Yeah, okay.
And Adam Benjamin, Celeste were the heads. She had the accident. She was a dancer, had an accident. She's on the wheelchair and he was normal, but very conceptually amazing. And then I invited them to do the Power of Balance. And since then, 20 something years, my sister is running the program of this branch in Vertigo. But when I saw it, I said, this is incredible because this is what's so interesting. We can do fancy movements. We can lift the legs. The dancers are like a great acrobats. But you can do art, real art, that is really defined art. And you can do it with a dialogue with the opposition, no words, with the body, but with the different of the body. And if you use this, when you have default, so this can be the subject, and it's so it opened my mind and touched my heart, and then I just decided to do such a thing in Vertigo, and I didn't know it will be so strong. And I was lucky enough that my sister also, everybody is moving in my family. The four sisters are liking the movement and loving the dance and the spirit. And she said, when she saw this project, she said, okay, I found my purpose in life. No, thank you. And I told her, okay, so take it. I don't have enough time to do so much, and I cannot open a school. Now they have here a school a day a week with mixed abilities. It's amazing, beautiful, and performances. Next year, we will start selling the Shapenas that Sharon Friedman did. I brought an ex-dancer of mine that became an independent, beautiful choreographer, and he's amazing. And he did a new work.
In school, you work with the people, like dancers are also, I mean, they are dancers and they are people with the disabilities working together. That's the.
This is one school, and I have in Jerusalem a school every day for professional dancers.
Okay, great.
40 students that want to be dancers. So this is a different school. So Vertigo has today many branches, many ideas how to grow. And from the beginning, like you asked, what did we think? We didn't think. We were passionate. But our passion, I think, is really pure, communicating with human beings with the formation of movement, dance, music, mixed abilities, ecology, meeting the other, and really having a dialogue with ourselves and then with the other.
I think it's very complex and great way. I mean, it's a way of living. So that's really very enriching, and I think it could inspire other people. So maybe we can go more to the Pardes, which you will present in Bratislava, and I think pandemic was for every, and as I had the chance to talk to many artists, it was really a time somehow to quiet down. People said that at the beginning, all of them in a way appreciated because it gave them time, which is, I mean, as we are very busy in a normal life, so suddenly, but then this quietness, and then this because we are artists, we need to create. So many of them started to create on the base of this quieting down. So I think also for me this Pardes, as you call it, which is as you said, paradise or garden of trees, or time to get into ourselves and to make a connection. So tell us something about the inspiration for this piece.
So as you said, Pardes is really coming from this beautiful word that became paradise from Persian language. It was Pardes, and Israeli, orchard of trees. We go. Adi in the pandemic called me, Noah, come to see, I'm planting a Pardes. Come to see what a beautiful Pardes. So it's an orchard of trees. And I went down to see it, and they said, it's a beautiful name. I was in the midst of creation. And then in the Hebrew philosophy, we have an incredible thing. It's very hard to say it, but I will try. Pardes, the P, Pshat, is when you talk, and this is the story, simple, as you say. This is the Pshat, the P. Reish, Remez is the clue. It's like you're giving a hint. Remez is the Reish. PR, the Re. The Drash. Drash is to go like this to understand the idea, the deep idea of essence of things. And the S, in the end, Pardes, the S, Sod. In Hebrew, Sod is a secret.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a story. 4 went into the Pardes. And it was also a metaphor for orchard trees. They went to the nature, but it's also those 4 elements, ideas. They went to research. 1 died, 1 became sick, 1 became crazy, and 1 came normal. Only 1. It was Rabbi Akiva, his name. And when you ask him through the history, what the principle of everything, the Bible, the philosophy, all Judaism, what would you say? he said, "Ve'ahavta le're'acha kamocha." It's love the other, your colleague, your partner, like you love yourself. One sentence. He was brilliant. So I just give you a small, but the real name came because intuition, like it's my life, my husband called, and then suddenly I said, why, it has another meaning, and everything came together, and it all has this beautiful supporting to each other in the piece, in the individual. It has it's starting with a very strong formation of coming in, like with the legs, they do chak, chak, they come in, and then they go with the hands in. But when you go in, you have to go also out with the movement. So it's very interesting. For me, was the process of understanding the philosophy of our movement. You cannot come in only. You have to go always out in order to come in. It's our dialogue. Even we want to be super spiritual or connected, it is a dialogue with the world. But this time of dialogue, when everything shut down, for me was heaven. I was really in paradise. Dancers went through many crucial things in this time, some panic, some attacks, many things, because the quiet for them is end of career. I'm 40, I'm 30 years old. My life is finished. Also, it made all the trauma, many things happen. I used it. I used the form of the rules of nature with this coming in movements. Everything is chucked, like they're coming in, and into the universe. So everything was very spiritual and quiet. But in the personal, so it is a beautiful thread between the group that I brought and listening to what exists and happening with the dancers and the personal story. So we really weaved it together. So you have a very like spiritual experience and very human experience through the dances. So that it's really a beautiful result of this quiet year, Pardes, and I really like, and the music is incredible.
Yes,
it's a good
yes.
friend.
Let's maybe introduce the musician and the music, because I think it plays really
And
important role
yeah,
in the piece.
very important. Itamar Duari, he's a brilliant percussionist, one of the best in the world, not only in Israel, he's Israeli, but, and also he had to sit. He's a good friend of my sister that is my assistant. She's creating with me, my dramaturg. And he said, come on, what can I do? So she did the project with him. And then he said, can I come and just play for the dancers, be with the gang, do something, sitting at home all day? Okay. And we were privileged. He never rose for dance. He's amazing improvisators, and then he started to improvise, and then he understood, and then he said, I will go home, start writing. And I said, you think we can make it? You never did it. I said, nothing to, we have time. Let's start. You are here. It's so nice because now in modern time with my musician, I call to the computer and to the telephone and send me. And we're talking, this modern world that you see, I live like a tribe. I don't like so much, it's modern. And then to go back to this time that he can come and sit with us in the studio, time limit. It was a pleasure. And then in 1 week, I saw he's so brilliant musician. I saw we can do it like this. And then he was part of the company for 1 month, and he wrote everything after he was with us, many months. And then he did this incredible music that is very world music, but it's interesting because we hadn't have time, but we have a lot of percussion and like you feel the rhythm of the time. So it's very interesting between the abstract and the rhythm.
So yeah, I think it was a great introduction of the piece. People will see or saw in Bratislava. So, and we are really happy that you are also coming in person and we see each other. So thank you for this talk, and I hope to see you in Bratislava.
Yes, I will be coming, and yeah, I will be happy to come to perform in Bratislava, yeah, with Pardes. I think it will be beautiful. So it will be great to see you.